Welcome to the Detox for Your Life podcast, and I want to talk to you about unlocking joy, freedom, and purpose. So, I recently heard a few quotes, one from one of my favorite TV shows, Irrational, one from my pastor, one from a conversation I was having, a business conversation I was having, and the other one I saw on social media. And I'll get into the quotes a little bit later, but that's what led me to this podcast. And I was trying to figure out a way, should I do 4 different podcasts, or is there a way I can combine them into one? So I'm trying to figure out if I can combine them into one. So hopefully this will make a little bit of sense. So just bear with me. But welcome to the Detox for Your Life podcast. And I want to talk about unlocking joy, freedom, and purpose. When you protect yourself from the pain, you miss out on the joy. God used me to be part of the answer to my prayer. You are as free as you allow yourself to be. You can't read your own labels from inside the jar. Those are the four quotes that resonated with me. So I want to have an honest conversation with you all about joy, freedom, and purpose, and how sometimes we block ourselves from receiving the very things that we're asking for. And each one of those quotes holds so much truth, and together they tell a story about vulnerability, faith, self-awareness, and stepping into your full potential. So I'm going to try to break them down. I'm going to start with the first quote. When you protect yourself from the pain, you miss out on the joy. We've all been there, right? Whether it's tied to a job, going after something, as it relates to our job. Oh, we're not going to do it because we're not going to apply for this job because we may not get the promotion. And so we're so afraid that things aren't going to turn out the way we want them to. So we don't even apply for the job. Or it could be in a romantic relationship. You know, you're so guarded, you shield yourself, you have this wall up because you're like, as long as nobody can penetrate this wall, then I won't feel any pain. You know, none of that will happen. No betrayal, no failures, no disappointment. And when it does creep in your life, you're like, I'm never going to allow that to happen again. So you do everything you can to protect yourself. But you keep people and opportunities at a distance because you don't want to get hurt. But the thing is, those same walls that keep out pain, they also keep out joy. I remember a time when I pulled back from people because I'd been hurt. I told myself I was fine, but I was really protecting my peace. The reality was I was just cutting myself off from connection, from love, and the possibility of something good. See, you can't selectively block out emotions because when you numb yourself to pain, you also numb yourself to joy. So let me ask you, what have you been protecting yourself from? And in doing so, what joy have you unknowingly blocked from your life? So now I want to move into the second quote. God, use me to be a part of the answer to my prayer. Wow. Now that one's deep. That one's deep. I heard my pastor say this maybe 2 Sundays ago. See, sometimes, a lot of times, most times, we're praying to God for something, but we don't say, God, use me to be part of the answer to that thing that I'm praying for. It's so easy to pray for change, ask for healing, clarity, success, or peace. But the hard part is realizing that the answer to your prayer might require your participation. Sometimes we're sitting there waiting on God to open a door, and God is saying, you have the key. And maybe the reason that opportunity hasn't shown up yet is because you're not stepping into that position. Maybe that relationship you've been asking for requires you to heal first. Maybe the job you're praying for is on the other side of a risk you're too afraid to take. Faith isn't passive. I feel like I need to say that again. Faith isn't passive. It's active. It's about being willing to prepare yourself to receive the blessing that you're asking for. So my question to you is, what if the answer to your prayer isn't delayed? It's waiting for you to step up. What if the answer to your prayer isn't delayed? It's actually waiting for you to step up. Wow. I know some of you heard that and you went, wow, just like I did. So let's move on and talk about that third one. You are as free as you allow yourself to be. Now that's tough because most of us think we want freedom, but freedom comes with responsibility. Freedom means giving yourself permission to release the old narratives, release the limiting beliefs, and release other people's expectations. Sometimes we stay stuck because stuck is familiar. Even if it's uncomfortable, at least we know what it is. Freedom requires stepping into the unknown, and that's scary for a lot of us. It is. Like, what? You want me to step over there? I don't know what's going to go on over there. I don't know what's going to happen over there. But here's the truth. You can't live fully if you're walking around carrying the weight of fear, shame, or other people's opinion. You've got to give yourself permission to be free. And that might mean forgiving someone. It might mean setting a boundary. It might mean taking a risk. Whatever it is, you have to decide, am I going to stay comfortable in my limitations or am I going to step into my freedom? Are you going to stay comfortable in your limitations or are you going to step into your freedom? And that leads me to the last quote. You can't read your own labels from inside the jar. Now see, this one really got me. Because it's so easy to downplay your greatness because you're too close to it. We all have blind spots when it comes to our own strengths and accomplishments. You might think, oh, that's no big deal, or anyone can do that. But the truth is, it's a big deal. Other people can see your greatness more clearly than you can because they have an outside perspective. But if you don't start recognizing your own gifts, you'll keep shrinking yourself and missing out on the opportunities meant for you. I recently had someone tell me how much they admired something I had done. And honestly, I hadn't even thought about it as a big deal. I often downplay my accomplishments, my success. But the thing is, sometimes we need to borrow someone else's vision until we can see it for ourselves. So here's your challenge. Ask yourself, if you were on the outside looking in, how do you see you? And also ask someone you trust to tell you one thing that they admire about you. And then don't brush it off. Receive it. Because, some of us, we guilty of that. If somebody give us a compliment, we downplay it, we brush it off. We feel uncomfortable. I can't be the only one who's guilty of not being able to receive compliments. Am I the only one? Oh, okay. Well, anywho, let yourself see yourself the way others see you. So let me see if I can pull it all together. When you protect yourself from the pain, you're also blocking joy. When you pray for something, be prepared to be part of the answer. Freedom is available to you, but you have to give yourself permission to step into it. You have more greatness in you than you realize. Start seeing yourself the way others see you. So this week, I want you to sit with this. What's one area where you've been blocking your own joy or freedom? What's one thing you've been asking for but haven't positioned yourself to receive? And what's one thing someone admires about you that you need to start owning? Because here's the truth. You already have what you need to unlock joy, freedom, and purpose. You just have to stop standing in your own way. I can't be the only person standing in my own way. I know I'm guilty of that. But some of you got to ask yourself, are you guilty of that too? Are you guilty of standing in your own way? So thank you for listening to the Detox for Your Life podcast. If this resonated with you, share it with someone. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. You can find me anywhere that you listen to your music, you listen to other podcasts, whether that's on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, wherever you choose to find me, feel free to subscribe and pass along. But until next time, remember, joy and freedom are already within reach. You just have to give yourself permission to receive them. I'm Nicole L. Turner, your mindset coach, helping you shift the way you think so you can change the way you live. If you're in need of a mindset coach, you can reach me at detoxforyourlife.com.